Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. If it is your first time here, hello, my name is Dimia, and today we're gonna play... People on YouTube pronounce it in different ways, saying Mycorrhiza, I don't know, we're just gonna roll with it. I started immediately because I already have text to read and I don't want you guys to miss anything, so don't forget like, comment and subscribe, and let's start. By the way, this is a game inspired by Junji Ito's works, if I'm not wrong. So, be warned, it's probably gonna be spooky as heck, so I don't know why I'm playing this. Now let's go. Before I get into the game, there are a few things that you might want to know. What do I want to know? Or not, it's your choice. Fine, I will read the tutorial. I don't like it, but I'm gonna do it. If you've already played visual novels, then you might be familiar with these shortcuts. Yes. But just in case you aren't... Oh, okay. Fine. Control right trigger, you can already read the text. Tab, you can toggle skipping. You can also press the fast forward button on the bottom right of this text box. Yeah, okay, fine. I thought it was gonna be something else, but I don't care. Okay, sure. I kinda know this. Oh, now I don't know this. With H or middle button, you can hide the UI and can press the Y button on your gamepad. Can I use my controller for this? Are you joking with me? I can use my controller for this! Press escape, start the right button to the main menu, quick button, self-voicing. Also turn on other accessible options like dyslexic font and audio cue in settings. Okay, I turned the dyslexic font, but I'm not, so I'm just gonna leave it with this. The non-dyslexic font. There's also an option to change the game's brightness in the settings. For people that are dyslexic and are actually seeing this game, is there any difference between changing the font? Does it actually help you? Because I don't know. I'm not dyslexic, so I don't know. Note that hiding the UI temporarily. Okay, fine. Okay, I thought it was going to be something different, but fine with me. Mycorrhiza, here we go. Sure. See, this is the dyslexic font. Does it do anything for you guys? Because I don't know. I thought we had 3 doors, so now I'm confused. We only have 1. Did I not get the whole game? Welcome to World of Distorted Minds. Thanks! I love it. The game also told me to play in the night, but I don't have time for that, so we're playing during the daytime. My eyes were burning. It felt like hot coals were lying on my eyelids. I slowly opened them and attempted to heave myself up from the cold asphalt. But I failed. My whole body was heavy and my head felt like it was being squashed by a hydraulic press. After a few attempts, I finally succeeded and tried to make out where I was. I was in hell. Well, I'm not wrong. The fog in my mind lifted slowly and I realized that I was in a dark alleyway. My vision was still blurry and I had trouble keeping my eyes open. But I could tell that I had never seen this place before. Slowly my heart began to race. Was I abducted? Mugged? What had happened to me? I hastily checked my body, fortunately finding no wounds. Why was I feeling this weak then? Maybe I was drugged? I don't know. It's a door! As I tried to recall what might have happened to me, my eyes finally focused. I could see a house in front of me. It was the only house on the street and with its lights on. The dirty yellow glow, where is the dirty yellow glow, shone through almost every single visible window. I felt some relief knowing that the tenants were awake. Perhaps they could tell me where I was. I approached the front door. It took me some searching to find the doorbell through the overgrown ivy. A deep gong rang out from within the house when I pressed it. The sound, amplified by the cold wind cutting through my shirt, made me tense up. What an odd choice for a doorbell sound, I thought while rubbing my upper arms to warm myself. I waited. No one answered. My mind twisted in confusion. Why was no one coming? I rang the doorbell again. Then I tried knocking. And the car, of course, honked outside, because I can never have a moment of silence in this neighborhood. No response! No one was coming. I didn't understand. Did I forget to turn off the lights and go on vacation? At the last resort, I tried turning the doorknob and... Oh god, I don't want to go in. Yeah, it actually opened. Of course it did! It worried me. Did something happen to the family living here? Why don't we just... F off to some other place? I don't want to go in. Perhaps I should find a phone to call the police. Maybe find a phone somewhere else. Suddenly a loud crash echoed through my street. My heart started to pound and my body tensed up. I wanted to dash into the house, but my feet refused to move. What was that sound? Was someone out here? Pictures of otherworldly monsters and armed kidnappers popped into my mind. As my eyes scanned the darkness, the world was silent once more. Wait, what happens if I click this? I was still on edge, but my body slowly started to relax as I regained my composure. Is this to go to the menu? Ah, okay. Never mind, close it. Just wanted to know. Yep, read this. I decided I didn't want to find out what that was. Cautiously, I stepped through the threshold and firmly closed the door behind me. Why? I entered the dimly lit hallway. The contours of minimalist furniture were illuminated by the street lights outside. I felt an immediate lurch of guilt as I was trespassing in a stranger's home. Yeah, I feel like this. Am I Scott? Hello, is anyone here? No answer. The house was eerily quiet. I cautiously ventured further down the front hall and stopped in front of one of the doors. A dim yellow light seeped silently through the bottom crack. I turned the knob. Locked. Then the next one, also locked. They all seemed to be. I frowned. Why were the lights behind these locked doors lit? It gave me an uneasy feeling. The door at the very end of the hall was only one that I hadn't tried yet. And of course it's gonna open. Then I'm gonna pee my pants. I grasped its handle and turned it slowly. Oh god, no, this is darkness. I don't like darkness. It's going to complete darkness. Once again, my body tensed up while my mind started to conjure horrific images. A beast with dislocated limbs and crooked teeth creeping towards me from the darkness. What? Is this just like reading, or do I have to do anything? Because I'm starting to get freaked out. A floor littered with corpses and walls stained with blood? A giant spider sitting in a corner waited for its chance to strike. My hand shook as I reached to flick on the light. No, don't turn it. No, turn on the light. Don't turn on the light. Don't turn on the light. Where is the light? I'm scaring myself. It was an utterly ordinary bedroom. God damn it, Timmy. My heartbeat slowly calmed down as I realized that I seemed to be safe. I'm not safe. I felt almost silly, getting scared of nothing. Yes, I feel dumb as heck. A quick search yielded nothing but barren, dusty shelves. The bed was the only meaningful object present. I'm gonna pee myself. A quick search yielded nothing but barren, dusty shelves. The bed was the only meaningful object present. Slowly but surely, a wave of fatigue washed over me. I know that I don't have the right voice to read this because I'm like reading a kindergarten story, but oh well. With my adrenaline rush fading away, I found that I was more exhausted than I had realized. Like a worm weakling its way into an apple, a single thought slowly invaded my mind. I had to sleep. Trying to fight it made it worse, as if some outside power was affecting me. Sleeping in a stranger's bed in a stranger's home was the last thing I wanted to do right now. But it was soon the only thing I could think about as my consciousness faded. I had to sleep. The world turned dark, and the soft covers of the bed pulled me deeper and deeper into the black abyss. Hello? Oh! Now this is where we start. Is it? I am very confused. My hand is... Ah! What I... Please don't. Oh. Okay. Oh, so now we start. I have no idea what is going on. Now we have 3 doors. I'm so confused with this. Okay, we're gonna probably start from left to right. I'm just gonna toggle a little bit with the settings, and then we're gonna start, because I need to breathe a little bit, take a sip of water, and ponder my life choices. But I'll be back. I'll be right back. Right back. Alright, guys. We're gonna choose the door on the left. Let's go. It's a cat! Yeah, get it. Oh no, no. I have kind of a rule that in horror games and movies and stuff, I don't see things with pets because it scares me and it makes me sad. I shot awake, panting heavily, my clothes sticking to my skin due to all the sweat. Nightmare? I get that almost every night. My eyes darted around the room, but everything was quiet. I seemed to be safe. A nightmare. Seems like I just had a nightmare. I couldn't remember it anymore, but it must have been horrifying. Chills were still running down my spine. It was just a dream, just a nightmare, nothing more. Guy, you just dreamed of doors. After calming down, I decided to take another look around the house. The fact that no one was here, even though... Sorry, my cat passed through the door, and I got scared. The fact that no one was here, even though the lights were on, was still nagging at the back of my mind. I know, do you know how much light, how much energy they are spending? And the bill, ugh. But I was more confident that I'd be able to find help now that it was daytime. God. I left the bedroom to retry the door just in case. Guys, I'm not English. I don't know how to... Okay, my reading skills are... Okay, alright. They were still locked. Just wanted to go home and take a shower. Well, you already used the bed, you kinda... Maybe also use this, you know, the shower. I smelled my clothes and they were indeed had started to smell slightly sour. Oh god, I hate it. This place seemed to have nothing left to offer. I'd be better off out in the streets now that it was daytime. If I wasn't missing my wallet, then I would be getting something to eat as well. Might as well look at the fridge. I was starving. I left the house for the bright sunlight. Where? The back street, boys, didn't seem so bad anymore. I found it to be rather cozy and quaint. Made my way down the path until I heard a faint sound of conversation in the distance. A weight lifted from my heart when I first glimpsed people walking around in the pedestrian area. There weren't many of them. As I looked around, I got the feeling that this was a rather small town. Trees and flowers were planted at regular intervals, which gave it more of a rural atmosphere. Didn't matter, I could finally ask for help. Excuse me, could you tell me where I am? Hell. The one blinked at my approach. She frowned and scowled in my general direction. What a beige! This is... Oh! Myth. If this is a real place, I'm sorry. She looked uncomfortable talking to me, so I thanked her and let her be. I never heard of a town with that name. How did I end up here? No idea. The thought of being somewhere I didn't recognize scared me. How was I supposed to get back home if I hadn't the slightest idea where to go? Well, go to the library and use the internet to find out. I took a deep breath to calm myself down. My next best bet would be asking someone to allow me to make a call from their mobile phone. Do you know numbers? You know phone numbers on the top of your head? Because I only know mine. I approached an older man in a business suit. He's not gonna lend you his phone. Excuse me, may I use your phone? I'm a bit lost and I would like to call a friend of mine so he can pick me up. His lips curled into a grimacing frown. What did I say? Sorry, I'm a bit of a hurry. Yeah, of course you are. I approached person after person, but I had no luck. No one wanted to lend an unkempt, half-dressed stranger their phone. As I made my way through the side street, I overheard two elderly women. Women. I heard of some violent incidents recently. Most got away. Well, I don't know what game I'm playing anymore. Most got away with just a flesh wound, saying that they were attacked by someone or something. Yeah, I heard that too. I wonder if it has anything to do with the pet disappearances. No, not pet disappearances. I heard of another cat that hadn't come home in several days. That makes me sad. I don't want to play this anymore. Oh, hi! I was so focused on the conversation that I almost ran into a girl. I mumbled an apology until I realized she had approached me on purpose. Hi. Hi. You need to call someone, right? She extended her hand and offered me her phone. How did you know? I've seen you asking people for one. She nervously shuffled her feet and glanced away. Thank you, I won't take long. To her phone. It was a red flip phone. Oh, with a small panda hanging from a strap. That's cool. The top bar read May's phone. Her background was set to a picture of herself in a pedestrian area. That place in the picture looked oddly familiar, but I was likely just imagining it. I brushed that thought aside and dialed a friend's number. But the call didn't go through. I tried it again, but the result was the same. Maybe their phone was turned off? Maybe she didn't pay her phone bill. I tried my parents' house phone, then my job's front desk, and my boss's personal cell. Each time the call failed. I was sure that I had the right numbers. Maybe the phone had a bad connection? It seems like the calls won't connect for some reason. Maybe you'll have some more luck trying a landline. My phone does act up sometime. Might be right. Still, thank you. I didn't want to hold her up any longer, so I gave her the phone back. After a rushed farewell, I wandered off. I wanted to quickly look for another way to get in contact with someone I knew. It occurred to me that I should have asked her for directions to the police station. I turned to look for her, but she had already vanished. As I made my way through town, I could definitely feel the tension in the air. She was right, everyone was on edge. I don't want to be here. While I was passing by an alleyway, something caught my eye. It was death. They were too big to be red. What's that? I saw that. I don't want it. They were too big to be rats. I couldn't really make anything other than their eerie glowing eyes. Oh god, if there's one thing that I hate about monsters, or like in the Souls franchise, all teeth and all eyes, and it's just disturbing to me. Maybe it was a cat gang searching the trash for food. I wish it was. Apropos food, I don't know what that word means. I don't know what this means. I was starving! But I couldn't possibly ask random people to feed me, ask the cats. And since my wallet was missing, I didn't have any money on me to buy something. I hate this sound, I hate this sound, I hate this sound. Though they were oddly tempting looking plants growing nearby, don't need them. Buds fixed on thick stems were sticking out of the ground, don't eat them. Each plant was surrounded by a number of small mushrooms. As I stared at them, I felt a pull, don't eat them. Their strange appearances hypnotized me, and without me noticing, my feet inched closer, and closer, and closer. Don't eat them! Wait, my mouse is acting up. Okay, I think now it's working fine. I broke away from the hypnotic pull of the plants. What was I thinking? It didn't matter how hungry I was. They might be poisonous, exactly! But my hunger was beginning to gnaw at my insides. My vision grew blurry. Who knew how long it had been since I have eaten? Now I'm gonna die. Suddenly I collapsed and the world around me vanished. And I died. It was dark when I awoke. Seemed like no one had bothered to help me. Of course not! People are a bunch of jerks. Tried to get up, but I couldn't. My whole body was paralyzed from hunger. Something was shuffling by my ear. I felt the sniffing of an animal, perhaps one of those cats I saw earlier. I couldn't bring myself to look. It lost interest and walked past me towards the plants. I heard more follow. As they padded into view, I noticed that something was off about them. It must have been my mind playing tricks on me. My hunger was overwhelming. Something about their bodies was wrong. They started to eat the plants. They were smacking rather loudly and made unnatural fleshy sounds. Every now and then one would pause and give off a low growl that didn't at all sound like a cat's. It was more like a slightly higher pitched bear growl. After a while the sounds diminished, and I felt their presence vanish. I gathered my strength and forced myself to my feet. What had just happened? What were those creatures? The violent crimes that I had heard about earlier popped into my mind. My hands began to shake. What would have happened if I hadn't been paralyzed and if they had noticed that I was still alive? I took a cautious look around. Most house lights were still lit. I mustn't have been out for long. Once again, my body gave off a deep growl. It was as if my stomach was eating itself. I had to get some food or else I was in danger of collapsing again. Take a look around. Should I ask someone living nearby for help, or should I'm gonna take a look around town because no one is helping me. No one would open their door for a disheveled stranger. Instead of wasting my time going from house to house, I should take another look around town. Should be able to find a police station eventually. I don't even know if I'm picking the right options or not, but I'm scared as hell. Actually, I'm not. I picked a random direction and headed off. But I soon realized that finding a police station proved to be more difficult than expected. The streets were completely empty, meaning I couldn't ask anyone for directions. And the further I went, the more abandoned the apartment buildings looked. Did I wander into the deserted part of town by accident? This street looked oddly familiar, though. As I wandered through the dark alleyways, an odd feeling started to well up within me. It felt as if I was being watched. I took a look around. My eyes scanned the buildings, which were being barely illuminated by the dim streetlights. I spotted something at the entrance of an alleyway. It looked like a small figure. Whatever it was too dark to make out. My eyes were probably just playing tricks on me. It must have been a garbage can or something, right? I tried to rationalize what I had seen and continued at a faster pace. Was I overacting? There was one way to find out. I made a sharp turn away from the main street and abruptly stopped. If someone really was following me, then I would be able to ambush them as they entered the alleyway. But I'm starving, so he's probably gonna punch me in the nose and I'm gonna bleed out. I realized too late that they would have the advantage if they had a weapon with them. Someone was there. I braced myself. Right as they were about to turn into the alleyway, I jumped out, fists raised. The person gave a shriek and stumbled backwards, falling onto the floor. Just as I was about to question them why they were following me, I realized they weren't a threat. Was it the girl? Oh, it was your little boy. The person who had followed me was a small boy. He looked up at me, his eyes filled with fear. Why were you following me? I slowly unclenched my fists. I need help for my sister. Your sister? He seemed to realize that I wasn't planning to hurt him and slowly got up. Yeah, she's hurt. I was only following you to see if you were one of them. I had a ton of questions, but if his sister was in danger, then my first priority should be helping her. Alright, show me where your sister is. His face brightened as he led me back down the way I had just come from. Look, kid, if you think that I'm a reliable adult, you're wrong. Now that he knew that I wasn't trying to hurt him, he became quite talkative. I'm Lanny, by the way. My sister's name is Amy. We are currently hiding from those pets in one of the abandoned houses. What? Have you seen one yet? They're really scary. His words were flowing out like a waterfall. As he made a short pause to breathe, I quickly intersected. What pets are you talking about? What did you mean when you said he wasn't one of them? I wasn't one of them. I know how to read, I swear. You really don't know? Well, I don't really know how to explain it. He seemed to be deep in thought. But before he could elaborate, we had already arrived. Amy is in here. We were standing in front of an old abandoned house. Several of the windows were broken. One of them was partly boarded up with wooden planks. Lenny stopped in the entryway. I was about to ask him what we were waiting for when he started whistling quietly. Beautiful. It was a, it was a slow and somber melody that reverberated through the empty halls of the building. The atmosphere it created sent shivers on my spine. And then it was over. Ah! Lenny stepped into the hallway, and I followed quickly behind him. Seeing how stumped I was, he explained. Something Amy and me agreed on. If she hears someone come in, she's supposed to run away unless I whistle this melody. I came up with it today, pretty good, huh? The melody, I mean. The plan was alright, I guess, but it was Amy's. We made our way inside, walked up the stairs, and stopped in front of a dark room. Not far from the entrance, I could make a shadowy figure sitting on the ground. Amy, it's me. I brought someone. Amy perked up as she heard her brother's voice. I quickly stepped inside and was about to rush to her side, but jerked back. Her arms. Did she have no arm? Oh. Oh. What is this? Like an Uzumaki reference? Okay. What happened? I had whispered, but it seemed like Amy had heard me. I ate a piece of the plants. I knew it! Then my arms began to hurt, and now... She broke off. How could eating a piece of a plant have caused this? This didn't make any sense, but I had more urgent things to do at the moment. That's creepy as heck. Does one of you have a telephone? I need to call an ambulance. Lenny looked at me apologetically. Scott, dude, if these two had a phone, don't you think that one of them were going to call an ambulance? Didn't it occur to you? There's no one at the hospital. They're all either dead or they're too obsessed with the pets. What the hell is going on in this town? No one at the hospital. And he had mentioned those pets again. Just what the hell was going on here? I don't know. Just as I was about to ask, I heard a thumping sound from within the house. Lenny turned around, fear-stricken. Is it them? Amy's voice was weak. She was about to faint. Her arms must have caused her a lot of pain. I'll check it out. You two stay here. I tried to sound confident, but my voice shook slightly because I'm an unreliable adult. After what Lenny had told me, I couldn't help but feel scared. But as the only adult here, damn it, I had to be the one to protect them. And so, I slowly made my way back down the stairs. Then I died. I don't want to be here. I heard something yet again. It sounded vaguely like a growl. One that was oddly similar to the one I had heard while I was lying in the alleyway. Could it be one of those pets? As I reached the bottom of the stairs, I could vaguely make out some slight movement further down the hall. It was as if something was sniffing the air. Oh god, it was sniffing me! I looked around to see if I could use anything as a weapon. There was indeed a wooden board lying in the ground near a window next to me. I carefully picked it up and gripped it tightly while inching closer and closer towards the creature. Weirdly enough, it seemed like it was ignoring me. As I was almost close enough to make out what it looked like, it perked up. I stopped. Time seemed to slow to a halt. A foul feeling slowly spread throughout my stomach. It was hunger. I still haven't eaten since yesterday. I lifted the board up a bit higher and readied myself to attack. And that it lunged. Ah! I closed my eyes and flayed the wooden plank in the general direction of the creature, but only hit empty air. It was over, I thought. I had missed and now it would kill me. But nothing happened. All I heard was something scurrying up the stairs. Is it gonna eat one of the kids? I opened my eyes and whipped my head around towards the source of the sound. But the creature had already reached the top of the stairs, and then I heard a scream. It was Lenny. Lenny was dead. It was eaten by the creature. I ran upstairs. Amy was still lying in the same spot. It seemed like she had finally fallen unconscious. Next to her was a blood trail leading into another room. Lenny couldn't have been. I hate this sound. A sound of breaking bones and fleshy smacking leak out of the room. Oh, it was eating the child. It can only be eating the child. I knew what was happening without having to see. Oh, it was eating the child. I lifted my weapon without even thinking and was just about to step closer to the room's entryway. Let's not do that. But I stopped. There was no way I could fight whatever it was with a rotten wooden plank. And I couldn't save Lenny anymore. It was too late. I needed to get out of here. No, more importantly, I needed to get Amy out of here. There had to be someone out there who could help us. Lenny's words echoed in my head, but he couldn't have been right. The police would do something about this, wouldn't they? Or the military? Of course not. I was about to go back towards Amy, but a sudden wave of fatigue came over me. Oh, god damn it, just hit the wooden plank! It was as if I had stepped into a veil. The air had gotten heavier, and my breathing became more wrecked. I clenched my chest as I tried to figure out what was going on. Throbbing pain pulsed through my back. It was as if something had stabbed me. I tried to turn around, but I had already become too weak. My feet gave in and my vision darkened. I was stabbed. I was dead. I could feel a presence near me. Was it that monster? Before I could find out, my consciousness faded. And I was dead. This was it? I wasn't expecting for the pets to end like that. Okay guys, I'm gonna leave this store for the next video. So I hope to see you there.